It seems like Iman Shumpert is struggling to cope with Teyana Taylor's new relationship with actor Pierre. Ever since Tiana and Aaron made their relationship public, Iman has been visibly upset. The two are now one of the most talked about couples on Instagram, and Iman is clearly not handling it well. For those who might not be familiar with the drama surrounding Iman and Tiana's divorce in 2023, let's just say it was a total mess. Iman treated Tiana terribly during the entire divorce process. He attempted to gain full custody of their children, demanded the return of every gift he had ever given her throughout their relationship and marriage, and cheated on her with so many women that it was impossible to keep track. It was a chaotic and ugly situation. Now that Tiana has moved on with Aaron, Iman is evidently upset. Reports suggest that he is even trying to take the kids from her, seemingly out of spite and to punish her. This situation is about to get even more complicated. Let's break it down. Tiana officially filed for divorce from Iman in 2023. At first, she tried to present their split as amicable, claiming it was simply a case of two people growing apart. However, that image quickly crumbled once the legal proceedings began. Most of the chaos in the divorce pointed right back at Iman. One of his first actions was to try to turn the public against Tiana by portraying her as the villain. He even requested the court to force her to return every gift he had ever given her during their decade-long relationship, including jewelry and a condo he had bought for her. The level of pettiness was off the charts, but it didn't stop there. As if demanding the return of all his gifts wasn't enough, he also tried to claim a portion of the royalties from Tiana's music, including projects she had released before they even met. Typically, divorce settlements only cover assets acquired during the marriage, so his demand for earnings she made long before their relationship even began was completely absurd. If you thought things were already messy, just wait. It gets worse. Iman actually went to court, trying to get his child support payments lowered. At the time, he was paying $8,000 a month for their two daughters, Rue and Junie, which breaks down to about $4,000 per child. While that might seem like a significant amount to some, in the celebrity world, it's actually considered on the lower end. Yet despite that, Iman still had the nerve to ask the judge to reduce the payment. Tiana, however, saw this move coming from a mile away, and her legal team was ready. They presented evidence showing that Iman was spending more than $88,000 a month just on himself. Essentially, his child support payments weren't even making a dent in his finances. He just didn't want to pay it. Iman tried to defend himself by claiming he earned far less than Tiana, stating that her pre-tax monthly income was around $93,587, nearly double his reported $47,118 per month. Because of this disparity in their earnings, he argued that the $8,000 child support was too much. But Tiana's legal team wasn't having it. They brought proof showing that Iman was living large, spending over $100,000 a month on his lavish lifestyle. According to court documents, his total monthly expenses came to around $112,500, which included over $14,000 a month on dining, $144,000 per month on his podcast, and more than $6,000 per month on video and music production. Reporter Dennis Bryan also pointed out that Tiana's CPA accused Iman of spending around $110,500 a month just on lunch, plus an additional $19,000 on travel between South Atlanta and Alpharetta for work. Tiana didn't hold back in her lawsuit, revealing shocking details about why she had been thinking about divorce long before she filed. She claimed that Iman's behavior had been problematic for years, alleging that he had been unfaithful even before they married, and that his cheating continued throughout their entire relationship, even during both of her pregnancies. But that wasn't even the worst of it. Tiana also accused Iman of taking disrespect to a whole new level by sending photos of himself with their 2-month-old baby to women she suspected he was involved with. Iman, of course, tried to turn the tables, claiming that Tiana had been unfaithful as well. But she quickly shut that claim down, clarifying that the only time she interacted with other people was during their breaks that were caused by his cheating in the first place. Her lawyer made it clear that Tiana was legally separated when she started seeing someone else, and had never cheated on Iman while they were still together. However, Tiana didn't need to say much about Iman's infidelity because, honestly, everyone already knew about his reputation for cheating. His history of being caught up in numerous cheating scandals was so well known that it practically became a public secret. The worst part was, he didn't even try to be discreet about it. Not long after they married, rumors started flying that he was seeing another woman. Things got even messier when people started speculating that this wasn't just a one-time fling, but that Iman and Tiana might have been involved in a three-way relationship with this woman, since Tiana had openly discussed bringing a third person into their relationship in the past. The rumor wasn't exactly surprising, but it certainly made people look at the situation more critically. The drama heated up when Tiana deleted her Instagram and Twitter accounts, which only fueled the speculation that the cheating rumors were true. However, she wasn't about to let the internet run wild with assumptions. She made a quick return to social media, shutting down the rumors and calling out people for being overly invested in her personal life. Despite this, Iman's alleged cheating continued to dominate headlines, especially in 2023, when a TikTok user stirred things up even more. The user performed a dramatic reenactment based on a tip supposedly from one of Tiana's assistants. Without naming anyone, the user described a famous singer whose husband was a former NBA player, further adding fuel to the fire. The internet quickly pieced things together, assuming the TikTok user was referring to Tiana and Iman when she mentioned the famous singer's serial cheating husband. The TikTok user also claimed that the wife had been hospitalized due to an overdose from excessive drug use, which led to her canceling a planned performance. While the user never specifically named Tiana or Iman, the connection was easily made, especially since Tiana had posted a hospital photo just months earlier. Tiana wasted no time in hitting back, calling out the TikToker for spreading false information, and making it clear that no one could push her to those extremes. She warned the person behind the video to get ready for a court battle because she was serious about defending herself against baseless accusations. Now, it's important to note that no one is claiming Tiana was perfect, or that she didn't have flaws in her marriage. But one thing was certain. She did everything she could to protect Iman, their relationship, and their children. She consistently stood up for them, shutting down rumors and keeping their private life out of the spotlight. Yet, despite her best efforts, everything fell apart last year. Another woman came forward with irrefutable evidence of Iman's infidelity. She shared a video with Iman's voice clearly audible in the background, and even posted a picture of herself, wearing his chain, making it clear they had been involved. At that point, Tiana had no choice but to confirm that she and Iman had been separated for some time. However, even with all the proof, Iman tried to twist the situation again, attempting to paint Tiana as the aggressor. He even claimed that she had physically attacked him in the past. But Tiana wasn't about to let that narrative take hold. She spoke out, explaining how Iman's insecurities about her success and his jealousy played a big role in the collapse of their marriage. Despite making more money than her at one point, he couldn't handle her growing fame. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. After all the chaos, you'd think Iman would simply take the loss, move on, and try to co-parent peacefully, right? Wrong. Instead, he's been doing everything he can to make Tiana's life even more difficult. Iman seems determined to make Tiana's life as difficult as possible, especially now that she's happily moved on with Pierre. Since the news broke about Tiana and Aaron being together, Iman has reportedly been losing control behind the scenes. Rumors are circulating that he's been using legal tricks to drag out their custody battle, hoping to limit Tiana's time with their children. Sources close to the situation suggest that Iman's actions are purely driven by spite and that he's not truly concerned about the kids' well-being. In fact, insiders say that Tiana has always been the more involved parent, while Iman was often too focused on his own life to be consistently present. But now that Tiana has a new man in her life, Iman suddenly wants to step in and act like the protective father. Sources claim that he's pushing for full custody of their daughters, even though he was often absent when they were together. This whole situation seems like a classic case of an ex who can't handle seeing their former partner succeed without them. Now, let's talk about Pierre. He's a complete contrast to Iman, a British actor who's becoming a rising star in Hollywood. Known for his roles in The Underground Railroad and Krypton, Aaron stays away from drama, keeps his focus on his career, and, most importantly, respects the woman he's with. Since Tiana and Aaron went public, it's clear to everyone how much happier and more at ease she seems with him. However, Iman isn't thrilled about her newfound happiness. Sources claim he's been throwing subtle shade at Aaron on social media and telling mutual friends that Tiana is moving too fast with him. But let's be real, this isn't about Tiana rushing things. It's about Iman's bruised ego. He thought he could treat Tiana however he wanted, embarrass her publicly, and still have her stuck on him. He assumed she'd never find someone better. But now that she's with a man who actually respects her, he's realizing how badly he messed up. Rather than taking responsibility, he's choosing to act petty. And let's not forget, this is the same man who disrespected Tiana multiple times with his affairs. Now, when she moves on, he wants to play the victim. It doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, Tiana's too busy enjoying her career, loving her new partner, and taking care of her children to deal with Iman's childish behavior. Honestly, that's the best form of revenge, just thriving. It's clear that Iman is struggling to accept that he lost someone who truly had his back, and instead of focusing on being a better father and co-parent, he's choosing bitterness. So, what do you think? Is Iman genuinely trying to do what's best for his kids? Or is this just a bitter ex who can't stand seeing his ex move on? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this messy situation.